What I'm about to show you guys today is the conclusion of a storyline I've been watching for some time. I mean, they're still gonna make, more games, but the conclusion of one of the arcs of the storyline, which is, the Keyblade War. So, as you can guess, I'm talking about, Kingdom Hearts 3. So, I'll let the intro play and show some gameplay of it. But so Kingdom Hearts 3 is basically taking all the members that you've been up to this point, whether it be Sora, Riku, Roxas, Ventus, Aqua, Terra, all the mainline people, and sub characters as well. Like a Donald, Goofy, Mickey, Donald, Mickey. I definitely recommend that you do play the other games before you even try to play this game, because although it does have, I believe, some like flashbacks stuff you could watch, or where they kind of tell the story more or less, it's definitely encouraged that you play the other games, not just so that it means more when you're experiencing the game and what's happening, but also so you can pick out little similarities or tidbits, and crazy at times, especially if you didn't play the other ones. But so yeah, this is basically the conclusion to this, like I said, and it is the last arc of the Xehanort timeline. You're finally getting a chance to fight Xehanort, and his 13 organization members in combat. You come to find out, this isn't really a big secret. It's what was intended for a long time. You come to find out that the reason he assembled these members was just so he has vessels, in the event he needs their bodies, because Xehanort is aging, and he is a much older Keyblade wielder than pretty much anyone there. Although his power really says otherwise. His power is immense, even just on his own. But you'll come to see different places in this game, like San Francisco from Big Hero 6. You'll come to see places like Pirates of the Caribbean, which has been shown before, but you're able to take it onto the high seas. Before it was just on linear land, and now you can really take it to the high seas. You can board a ship. You have your own ship. You can shoot ships down. You have other places like Arendelle, which is frozen, for people that don't know. So you get to go to Frozen's world and help Olaf and some of the girls as they try to deal with their issues. You go to places like Monsters Incorporated, which I really thought was fun. I really liked being with Sully and Mike Wazowski as they try to take down Randall. You go to, what was another new place you went to? You go to, what was that place called? I was just thinking about it too. Oh yeah, and these chess pieces, before I get off on a tangent, those chess pieces are the literal, players in the game, because it's being shown throughout the whole thing that this is a game, and this is something that this Keyblade War has been foretold a long time ago. Those two members that were sitting there is actually Master Xehanort when he was younger. He was on the left, and Master Ericus, which is on the right. But if you played Birth by Sleep, you would understand that Ericus is gone. So one of the other things I noticed about this one too is they did bring back Winnie the Pooh, so that was cool. You know, it had a little Winnie the Pooh section. It was optional. They had a. So I have to carry over these elements. No. They have Ratatouille in this actually, but it's not like a full Ratatouille level. It's more of just like, oh yeah, that's fine. It's more of just like, you know, you do a cooking mini game where you like chop stuff up, or you use, you know, salt and pepper, or you try to, you know, cook something, and you could try to like get like excellent ratings or not. There's, you know, various mini games throughout the different worlds. Some where you like slide, you know, down a snow mountain like in Arendelle, or you do these things called the Fantastic Missions, where these little heartless flans, you know, everywhere. They have like different like fruit variations. They'll have you do like little, you know, tasks, whether it's, you know, destroy as many flans as possible before the timer runs out, or what was another one? Block, you know, deflect, you know, ice back at the flans and destroy them in the timer. So you have various things like that. Also, what you just saw there, the little in-between areas, you know, when it shows a load screen, that's actually the gummy phone. They try to really emphasize that, like, you know, this kind of like Instagram kind of thing with Kingdom Hearts 3, which I think is kind of funny. Sometimes they do a little too much, but, you know, it's neither here nor there. But yeah, they'll do like this little Instagram thing that makes me laugh. And they'll have like, you know, like hashtags, like they'll show like, you know, an event that happened in a story. They're like, oh, well, starting our new adventure, you know, with Sora, you know, as the profile, and they'll say like hashtag, you know, beautiful place, hashtag never been here before, hashtag home is where the heart is, like funny stuff like that.
Have you heard of the ancient Keyblade War?
Your gummy phone will also house things like your adversaries. It will have things like your game records, which will have the different mini games and your shot locks. You also notice with the combat, it's very, it's literally like a combination of Birth by Sleep, which Birth by Sleep had, you know, the flow motion kind of thing. It's not as heavy as on the flow motion as Birth by Sleep. And some people have said, you know, the flow motion was a little broken at times, made the game a little too easy. So it has the flow motion, you know, where you can go onto objects or onto people, you know, spin around them and, you know, do some serious damage with the environment. It also has,
Never heard of them.
It has like this kind of action-packed, willowy,
they're the ones for whom
form from Kingdom Hearts 2. So it's like a mixture of Birth by Sleep and Kingdom Hearts 2, and a little bit of, you know, Kingdom Hearts 3's own flavor on it. So you'll get a number of Keyblades like you have in all the other ones, and these Keyblades,
prospective Keyblade master,
and these Keyblades,
if you say so.
These Keyblades have their own shot locks, they have their own abilities. You can level up all the way to 99 in this game. You have things like your gummy ship, and usually it's like, you know, kind of like this linear, you know, levels to get to each, to get to each world. But in this one, it's actually a full, you know, world map, just split off into 3 different big zones. So you could actually, you know, take the time to, you know, destroy rocks, or, you know, challenge other ships going by, you know, to get material for, you know, for building a gummy ship, or material for, you know, the Moogle shop, so you can create new weapons or armor or accessories, something like that. The Moogle store also has ingredients, and you can find ingredients around the world. Those ingredients will be used for Little Chef's kitchen that you can use to make the food there. I didn't personally do it, but you could actually use the food as stat bonuses or stat increases.
They can take your world.
I don't think it's permanent. I think it's temporary.
They can take your heart.
Excuse me.
Cut you loose from all you know.
They also have this interesting little thing
every step
in the game to where
will always
you could
be a
actually
step closer
upgrade
to home.
each Keyblade. You couldn't do that before. Go ahead and skip this so you guys can see a little bit. See a little bit of combat. But you could see in places like Arendelle or Pirates of the Caribbean, or Toy Story. That's the one I was thinking of. Toy Story. Toy Story, where you get to try to help the guys find Andy, which is really cool. You get to see Andy Street, fully rendered in Kingdom Hearts graphics, and you also get to see the Galaxy Toy Store, and you get to hear that little alien say the claw. It's funny. It's really funny. So this is kind of just a tutorial thing you normally see. And they're talking about situation commands and all that jazz. They're basically kind of like doing this to show you like all the adventures he's had, and kind of like how he's come such a long way, since the first game. I would say the only one you really don't need to play to understand what the hell's going on here is, although I do recommend, you do play it because it was fun to me, but you don't really need to play Recoded, but definitely Kingdom Hearts 1, Kingdom Hearts 2, Rechain of Memories, you play that, play Birth by Sleep, and play, Dream Drop Distance. And then they ask you the same question they always ask you: what do you desire? They'll give you different options here. You said, I want balance, equal potential. This will kind of just minorly affect, your stats. That's all it's really gonna do. Save vitality. I don't even remember what I chose, to be honest. Let's say we chose up. What I also noticed too, with the banter between Donald, Goofy, and Sora, you also notice that it seems like they tend to be more honest with Sora than they ever have been. Like, they'll actually take shots at Sora, like saying like, he's headstrong, or like he doesn't really listen, or he thinks he could just get by on brute strength alone. So they'll take little headshots at him like that, like he doesn't think things through. One of the other things I also noticed about this game too is it tackles, themes like, how strong am I, as a person alone? How much do I really depend on my friends for my strength? What's the point? what's the point of hearts? You know, is hearts something just reserved only to humans, or can other things have hearts? Is it possible? Power of the word. That's full courage. Is it possible, you know, is it possible to be or exist, you know, despite not having, you know, the actual real heart or being a real person? It tackles, you know, some fairly adult themes. You know, it tackles like, well, what's my place, you know, in all of this, and, you know, and what other themes does it tackle? It also tackles like, how strong is my connection with my friends, and like I said, it tackles, who am I with or without my friends? Like who really am I? Do I rely too heavily on them? One of the things I also noticed too is heroes and villains in this game, you know, you kind of see the human side of all of them, being like, you see that there is reasons, you know, for why everyone did what they did. You know, it wasn't just like, oh, I am going to take over this world just because I fucking can. It's like, no, there's a reason why people act the way they did. There's a reason why some people turn to the light. There's a reason why some people turn to the darkness. It was all just a part of just their mindset and thought process at that time, you know, and how they received, you know, whatever bad thing happened. Some people receive stuff and it's like, you know, it's the end of the world. Some people receive it and it's like, well, you know, that sucks, but, you know, we'll be alright. Also, the boss fights are pretty fun in this game too. Thought it was cool how they had this dark side boss, which is pretty much everything to start things off, so it's pretty cool to see. Oh, another cool little feature you have in this game over other games that I really like is they have these things called Classic Kingdom games, where it's like, you know, this kind of like it's kind of like NES or SNES, you know, mini games that you get to play, you know, as like Mickey or Sora or whatever. Oh yeah, they really do ask you how much help you want. But yeah, so basically some of these, like, you know, stop and go, you know, mini games. Actually, that's not like NES, that's NES. That's like Atari kind of thing. So it's like, yeah, it's like stop and go, where it's like like some like really old stuff like that. And they'll have you do like funny things, like, you know, try to mow the lawn before the cat gets you, or try to escape the witch's castle. And, you know, like I said, it's kind of like this stop and go motion, so it's like, you know, the actions are happening around you, you know, at like a bit by bit place, and you're also moving at a bit by bit place.
I suspect you have already noticed this. Correct.
So yeah, that's a cool little feature that I liked in this game that was new. I would say one of my complaints about this game, though, is that it seems like certain worlds, in my opinion, got more attention than others. I felt like I was in Frozen for a while, and I felt like certain worlds I should have been in a little longer. Like, I would have liked being in in Toy Story. Actually, no. I would have liked being in Monsters Incorporated a little longer. I felt like that was a little too short.
You can count on us to take care of Sora.
I would have it no other way. I put Sora in your hands.
And don't forget, we'll keep an eye on you.
Oh, this is gonna be lots of fun.
It's not a vacation. Let's go!
Pterosaur goes, man.
Count on us!
Also, one of my other complaints about this game is kind of the complaint I've had about many of them, to where it's like, it seems like we're going to the same place multiple times. And the main place I'm talking about is Traverse Town.
There now?
I feel like we've gone to Traverse Town way too many times for my liking. This is like, alright, you know, I played all the games. You've been to Traverse Town at least 5 or 6 times. So it's kind of like, I kind of want to go somewhere else. But yeah, so they have their gummy ship. You'll notice that Sora gets help from, you know, friends, from nowadays, friends from the past, and some friends that he's actually never met before, but are prominent in the story, a la hint, Birth by Sleep.
Sorry, I got nothing.
They have these kind of like witty or funny cinematics here and there.
Be your guiding key.
You really know a game is has evolved graphically when their cutscenes and their in-game graphics are pretty much the same.
Ring a bell?
So
maybe I just
one of the other areas I've really liked how it looked, although it was like, it was an okay world. Was, you know, San Francisco from Big Hero 6. That wasn't bad, it was okay. I didn't really, like, it was kind of fun, but I didn't really care for it that much.
Alright! Olympus Coliseum, here we come!
That's one of the other things, too. Olympus Coliseum looks really cool in these graphics. Complaint about Olympus, as with, you know, many of the other Olympuses, is they just stopped doing Coliseum. I don't know what made them stop doing it. They don't do the Coliseum anymore. They haven't done one since, you know,
At long last, the time had come. The planets were edging into perfect alignment. And the plan Hades devised 18 years ago was about to reach fruition. The Fates had predicted this very future, the day he would seize control of Olympus and rule over all the cosmos. Hades' previous attempts, using Terra, Cloud, and Orin to advance his plans for conquest, had failed. The hour was not yet right. But now the planets were aligned, and nothing could possibly go wrong. A wave of darkness slants down from their celestial rank. One by one, Hades freed the Titans from their prison. Some of them, the same monstrosities that Sora and his sons.
You'll notice that the worlds that are being reused, they try to use like certain storylines or timelines from, you know, the source material that haven't been used yet, so to make it feel somewhat fresh, even though it's a world that's been used many times over. See, there you go with the damn, you know, Instagram, Kingdom Hearts Instagram. That's one of the other things I noticed too. Sometimes the load times can be kind of slow, especially for a game of this magnitude. Usually when you're moving in between worlds, or sometimes when you go to Little Chef's Kitchen, it's a little slower than it probably should be.
Huh?
Shoot me. Okay, let's skip this scene. You guys can. So we gotta head up the mountain.
Huh? Wait, where am I going?
Alright, so here's the dash here. So we got the equipment. You could switch in between keyblades, that's true, you know, while fighting. I also thought that was a cool little wrinkle too. You can switch in between them pretty fast. I only have Midnight Blue just because I had pre-ordered the game. That's the only way you could get Midnight Blue, but you could hold 3 keyblades at once. At one point in time, you could hold, I believe, up to 3 pieces of armor and I think 3 pieces of accessory. Same thing with Donald's. I think, no, which one was it? Yeah, Donald. I think Goofy was the one that just has 2 armor sets and 2 accessory sets for some reason. So then you have your abilities here. You know, you click it, that, you know, if it just shows the stars and, you know, no orange circle, then, you know, you don't have equipped it. If you click it there, you have it equipped it. Bottom right, you have your AP there. You know, it's filled out, so you can't have any more. You can, you know, click triangle to see, you know, your list of actions, you know, per weapon. Same thing with Donald, same thing with Goofy. You have your items list. You have your customized list. You can customize, make shortcuts for magic. I didn't really mess with this too much, but you can actually tell Donald or Goofy what combat style you want them to be. Stick by me, do their own thing, hang in the back, or you want them to go all out. You can tell them how to use their abilities. You can tell them how to use their recovery spells. Like, I didn't do all that, but, you know, you can. You have your stats here. You know, it tells you all your resistances, your HP, your MP, your strength, magic, defense. You know, the regular basic things in an RPG. Some of the enemies. Casting magic. As you can see, very heavy on the Kingdom Hearts 2 stuff, especially early on. Most of the strategies you would use to take care of these old-timey heartless, you know, from back in the first game, pretty much all apply. It's not like those kind of these old heartless, you know, invented the wheel or whatever. But you will see a mixture of old heartless, some new ones. You'll see a mixture of the nobodies from the second game, and also some unversed, which are from, you know, Birth by Sleep. So it's a pretty healthy mix between the 3. I thought it was, you know, the enemy types are relatively varied. There's a lot of free running in this game too. You'll notice when a wall is kind of highlighted like that, it means you can run up freely. You don't even have to click a button. You just run up here. You'll notice sometimes when you pass by an area, Donald or Goofy will say, oh, maybe we could get ingredients here. It usually means you could hit something, you know, like a pot or something, and, you know, an ingredient will pop out, like lobster or, you know, strawberries. Like, there are certain ingredients that are, you know, harder to find than others. You have to look in specific worlds to find, or do some of the fantastic missions to get. Those fantastic missions, of course, have you know, high scores that you need to get. Usually when you complete at least a low score, he'll like clap for you when you finish, and when you get a high score, he'll like clap and like float for a little bit and do this like weird little thing. There's Hercules. Oh yeah, they always do that cool little thing where they show that you're in, you know, this world. So that is cool. But yeah, so some materials you also notice too you could actually only get by doing, you know, the gummy ship stuff. There's actually, you know, gummy missions by like, oh, you know, defeat this, you know, defeat this special kind of.
I know I dotted my I's, crossed my T's, zeroed the hero.
Defeat this special kind of enemy, you know, this special kind of ship, and you get, you know, this ship part, or, you know, you'll get these items, you know, to combine stuff for the movable shop. Excuse me. There is an ultimate weapon in this game. It is kind of difficult to get, depending on, you know, how you see it. You will need, you know, Orihauken like usual, but you'll need Orihauken Plus. There's only 7 of them in the game. Sorry to tell you, there are very specific things you have to do to get them. Some of them can be annoying, some of them are okay. But if you really want to get the most out of this game, I highly recommend doing everything, getting all the treasures, doing all the fantastic missions, you know, playing all the classic Kingdom games.
Just a second.
You know, getting Donald and Goofy's ultimate weapons. I felt like were a lot easier in this game than past games.
Sora, Donald, Goofy.
I felt like I couldn't
literally
get
dropped
them
in
the game.
Gotta say,
along
I'm
with
impressed.
the ultimate weapon. And then you have the ultimate weapon in this one, which I didn't get till very late in the game. But theirs seemed like really easy to get. Like I got theirs like, I want to say like halfway through the game, if not earlier. So that was kind of a surprise. So we're at Thebes here. So you have the Moogle shop. You can buy stuff from him. Obviously there's not really much to buy because you're too early in the game. You can sell stuff. Here's his workshop. You can synthesize items here. So you have your collector's goals. So, you know, obtain a certain amount of materials, and that allows you to make these, you know, items here that shows on the right hand side. You will also, when we get the gummy phone, we'll be able to take pictures. So you could take selfies. You could take pictures of enemies, which you'll actually need to do because there'll be a column here that'll say photo missions. So you need to take pictures of certain enemies or certain, you know, certain monuments or something like that. You also have your material list. You know, little things. This game is all about the little things. So we'll do a little bit of fighting here, and then I'll probably end it here. I just wanted to give you like a brief overview
Sora,
of, you know, what
is
makes
there a reason you guys are visiting?
I'm
guessing it's not just for the cheese and olives.
I purposely haven't mentioned a lot of the story segment parts of this game. Yeah, now they're talking about the promotion. Just because, hold on. I purposely haven't mentioned too much about the story just because I want, you know, people to realize it themselves. Just understand that it's basically all heroes versus all villains. So it's like, you know, Avengers Endgame kind of shit. So, you know, it's like, you know, like I said, the grand finale, you know, it's the end all be all, you know, big war that everyone's been preparing for since Kingdom Hearts, you know, Birth by Sleep. So yeah, it's definitely, you know, one of those, you know, big crazy wars. And man, once you're getting like, you know, to the last world and, you know, you're on your way to Xehanort, things really kick up. There are some shocking things that happen in this game, some big surprises that I will not ruin for you, because it was really a pleasure to watch and see all these big surprises.
You're okay.
You know, oh man,
Nick.
this guy was actually doing this because of this, and this mysterious figure was actually, you know, this character we've known from a long time ago. He was just lost in the darkness.
Well,
like, you know, it's a bunch of, you know, things that I didn't expect personally. Some
Guess
things
I
I
owe you
did,
a
but for
big
the most
thank
part,
you.
there were a lot of things I
Nick,
didn't expect.
You need to stay someplace safe.
This is a game that I will say does end on a pretty big cliffhanger, especially considering what the implications of it means. Oh yeah, and usually the big treasure chest here, if it's not a map, it's usually, you know, a pretty big item. But yeah, so more or less that is Kingdom Hearts 3. I hope you liked watching the video. I just wanted to show a little snippet of it, talk about it a little bit. And yeah, I hope to see you guys here for the next video. Peace.